Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is January 20th, 2021, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I am joined by Jim Seneca and Patrick Higgins, who is the executive chef at Sackett's Table Restaurant and Market, and new restaurant in Seneca Falls that we're very excited to talk about. Today's show is brought to you by DA's Liquor in Seneca Falls, which is also a Sackett resident in that area. They have daily specials going on, and they would love if you would stop in because they have something for everyone. That is at 20 Bridge Street. Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you.
We're very, very excited to have you. We are going to discuss what people can expect, the new restaurant. It's also a butcher shop, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in that location, and that's a very well-known location in Seneca Falls area.
Yes, so it is. I hear about it every day.
We're very glad to have something back in that space.
Formerly Antonina's, longtime Antonina's family restaurant, closed down, kind of devastating, but back and better than ever.
Absolutely.
And that whole Sackett district with the bakery, the Baird Bakery, of course Amy at D.A. Padula's, and now Sackett's Table. It's fantastic.
So I don't know, I have so many questions, I don't even know where I should start, but I guess we'll start at, how long have you guys been open for?
So the butcher shop's been open for about a month now, and the dining room and restaurant have been open for 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness, so it's just a baby
it's
now.
It's just a baby.
And has business been good for that first 2 weeks?
It has, and it seems to be getting busier every day as people start to know who we are and where we are. The weekends are obviously busier than the weekdays right now, but that's okay. Last night we had our busiest night in the dining room.
Oh, so awesome.
That was good.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And what can somebody expect when coming into Sackett's Table?
So you'll walk in, you'll walk right into the market first, and you'll get to see the butcher's case full of all local meats, and then the grocery area full of all local products as well.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's why I wanted to do it, was because of all the local stuff. And then in the restaurant, we have several different dishes. The idea is we're going to be changing them on a regular basis once we get our feet wet and we get a routine down.
Of course.
And especially during the summer, the owner, Brent Maynard, has a 50-acre organic farm right outside.
Oh my goodness.
Of Seneca, or right in Seneca Falls. So we'll be we're planting the seeds that we're going to have for the restaurant right now as we speak. So
wow.
And we'll have a market out there and all of that too. So once summer hits and the growing season is really in full swing, that menu will change probably weekly.
So go ahead.
And right now we're just seeing how it all goes and trying to figure out what people in Seneca Falls want. I'm kind of new to the area, so trying to figure out what guests are expecting and what they're looking for.
New to the area, that was going to be one of my questions. So where are you from originally?
So I am originally from Tampa, Florida.
Okay.
In Tampa, I was the executive chef of a very large catering company where we'd serve up to 10,000 people a day.
Awesome.
And I still go back once a year to do the Gasparilla Festival down there to help my old job out, actually.
Wow.
And then I moved to New York. I was the executive chef of the Aurora Inn.
Okay.
And most recently, I was the executive chef at Glenora Winery, which I was only there for a year, though.
Awesome. So how did you and Brent connect?
So when I was the executive chef at the Aurora Inn, I was purchasing stuff from products from Brent. He owns a company called Finger Lakes Farms.
Okay.
And what he does is he distributes local produce and meats and artisan products throughout the state, a lot to New York City. So he was delivering stuff to me, and he and I formed a relationship that way. And when I found out I was leaving the Aurora Inn, I actually called him first to see if he knew anybody who was hiring. And he said, I've got this kind of in mind. What do you think? And a year later, we're kind of here.
Wow.
So
that's awesome. And I think the biggest takeaway from all of this is the local aspect, which I know that people, especially in today's day and age, are super serious about now.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing we're having is that people come in and they see the price difference from what you would get at a grocery store versus what we're doing. Everything we're doing is done on a small scale, and it's not commodity farms, so it costs the local farmer more to do
Right.
business, which in turn cost the guests more when they come in. But I will say that like the beef is the best stuff I've ever had. It's the best beef I've ever had.
I've been there. I've taken meat from the case and took it home and cooked it. I've also had took out dinner one time. I haven't eaten it in yet, but I will. Absolutely. And I had the braised beef ravioli, and it was like unbelievable. I mean, like next level type of stuff.
Well, that dish was actually funny. We were sitting there talking about what we wanted to put on the first menu, and I have a really good memory of my mother cooking beef stroganoff. So the idea of that whole dish is it's just beef stroganoff done in a different way.
Ravioli style.
So we made a ravioli rather than doing it over egg noodles and all of that. So
really, really good, I tell you. Really good.
Yeah.
It really sounds good.
So was this something that like Brent always wanted to do, or did the opportunity arrive and the fact that he has this other business kind of fit in good? Like, how did this concept come about?
Yeah, he bought the building shortly after Antonina's closed, and he wanted to do something with it. He had shown it to a few other chefs from the area that may have been interested, and I think I was the first one that said yes. And he and I have actually made a really good team because I was already doing all of the local stuff at my other jobs anyways. And then I've always loved the butchery aspect of it all. So I think it just all kind of came together. But he always wanted to do that, knowing that he has these other businesses. So basically, his company, Finger Lakes Farms, is our main supplier for everything else.
It's so amazing, though. That's awesome because, like, it's really, truly, like I said, it's that local aspect. And I think we need to touch base on something that you will not find anywhere in this area where, can you walk us through how people can actually choose their own meats for their dinner?
Absolutely. So in the butcher's area, we have two sections. We have one that's kind of the roasts and stuff, and the other is kind of stuff that we can cook in the restaurant for you. So when you come into the restaurant, you come in and you can pick whichever steak, rack of lamb, pork chop. If you want house-made sausages on a plate, whatever, any of those things you can put on. We actually charge you the retail price for it and not a restaurant price for it.
The case is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, the case is amazing. Like, when I first saw it, I wanted like two of everything.
Of course,
like
of course.
Big brisket. They have duck,
Oh.
different sausages, different cuts of steak, just fresh as can be.
Yeah.
And, you talked earlier about the local aspect of it, and it's strange. Like, you wouldn't think that in the middle of this pandemic, in the same block in small town Seneca Falls, we'd have a bakery and a butcher shop open.
Yeah.
But they both so far have been successful, and I just feel like this is coming back. Like, we've talked about for years about how downtown is going away and everybody's going to the big box shops, but you're not going to find this quality at Wegmans, certainly not at Tops.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're not going to at Wegmans. It's a next level, and it needs to be supported by the people in town. There's enough people to support it. You just got to get out of the habit of doing all your grocery shopping at Wegmans. What you can do is plan a meal, stop in on a weeknight and see what looks good, or you can plan a meal knowing that they'll have it. You can go in ahead. I talked to Brent, and he said, anything that you want special, just give me a day's notice, basically, and they'll have it.
I mean, I have to go back today and I have to make chorizo for somebody. Like, so we're even doing homemade sausages on the fly for people if they ask.
My family is going to eat this up. Like, just hearing the lamb, like you said, and all the different cuts of meat, like, oh, we're going to eat this up.
I love cooking.
Yes.
I love eating. And so for this it's just like a gift from above that this place exists now.
Right.
And, it's also probably 600 yards from my house, maybe a little more, maybe about 1,000 yards.
You guys will see Jim a lot, I'm
Good.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, we've had beef come in, so since it is local beef, it's not all graded by the USDA. So normally you have like utility cut, select, choice, and then prime. So we'll see the animals come in at little different levels, but I've even had beef that's looked like Wagyu, which is like the most expensive beef you can buy. All the beef is from Rosencrantz Farms, which is also local to here. So we're doing. I can't every time I taste a different piece cut that I've cut off of these animals, it's amazing. So
that's so exciting. So literally you can walk in and you'll say, hey, I like how that steak looks.
Yep, and then usually it's myself. I'll pull it out of the case, weigh it, and I'll put it in the window for the kitchen to cook. Then the server will take the temp for you and all of that. And we change the sides based on what we have at the moment. Like tonight it'll be a potato gratin, carrots, and red wine jus we've made.
How can you go wrong with that?
Yeah, no, it's delicious. And then we always top it with some Syracuse salt, flaky salt. And yeah, that's been very popular for us.
Oh, I'm sure. What other are you? Because so like right now you're doing also a takeout option, correct?
So the takeout is off of our menu. We're eventually going to build to the point where we do like a daily special for takeout.
Okay.
We just haven't gotten there yet. We're still trying to we're just trying to get our feet wet. We decided we wanted to build slowly rather than just try to come out of the gate and mess things up.
Oh yeah.
So build slowly and build up to what we really want to be doing and run. Eventually we'll be dry curing our own charcuterie and salamis and all of that.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
But you can order off the menu, or you can go in there and say, I would love this cooked, medium rare. You have options besides, as I understand it, besides what's just on the main menu.
Oh yeah, so the whole butcher's case is your option. So
Right.
like today we have a bone-in 1.5 pound ribeye steak if you want to get that, and I had 3 people do that last week.
Yeah.
They got tomahawks at the table. And then we have the house-made sausages. There's fillets, sirloins, bavettes, skirt steaks, New York strips, tenderloin.
Yeah, no, it's amazing.
Lamb strip loin, bone-in lamb chops.
Go see for
There's
yourself.
probably more.
Go look
yeah,
at the case.
sure.
It's unbelievable. And it's the type of thing that you would expect to be, a butcher shop you would see in a bigger city. And the fact, like you say, even in a city, it's hard to source too locally when you're in a city. Like, this is truly, really locally sourced Finger Lake stuff. And you can see the freshness and the quality just by looking at it in the butcher's case. And then, like I said, I've only ordered dinner once so far. That's going to increase, as we go on, because it was amazing. It was really, really high quality. That's all I can say.
You don't know about Jim as much as we do here, and everyone that watches the show, but he is, I would say, a foodie and loves to cook and loves to go out to restaurants and give his reviews. So this is very great for you guys.
Well, we're doing everything from scratch too. There's not anything coming in the door pre-made.
Awesome.
Besides ketchup at this point. And when we get into the summertime, we'll probably even be making that.
That's so awesome.
And in addition to the butcher case where you can get all these great cuts of meat, there's also other options as part of the market, locally, all of it local products, whether it be milk, cheese, pickled onions, sauces, honey, you name it. So there's a lot of staples there. So if you live in town, it might save you a trip to Geneva to go to Wegmans, and you're going to get better local products too. It's a game changer.
It really
and
is.
you guys snuck up.
Right.
Like, we heard the place was bought, and then next thing you know, we see some activity, and then boom, you guys are open.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I actually brought some milk for you guys to try, but the milk, can I show it? Is that
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ithaca Milk Company, this is also part of Brent Maynard's company.
Amazing.
And that's the cream on top milk. This is the whole milk, sorry. But they also have a cream on top milk, so the cream actually rises to the top. And it's literally the best milk I've ever had.
What? Oh my
And interesting enough, too, is everybody goes, people come in and they're like, no, I only get my milk at Burn Dairy because it comes in the glass jar. Nice. Well, when talking to people, it's actually worse for the environment because it takes more energy to actually clean the glass jars than it is to go in the BPA-free plastic. So
that's so funny. That's so great to give that information to people too, because they get stuck in their ways and think like, I'm doing this, consciously, that it's better.
Right. As long as you recycle the plastic, it's going to be better for the environment in the long run.
What hours are you guys operating right now?
So Tuesday through Friday we are 11 to 9, and then on Saturdays we're 10 a.m. to 9. And the butcher shop's open that entire time. The restaurant opens up for dinner at 5. for takeout and for seating. We usually won't put out our first takeout order till 5:15 because that's kind of when the kitchen opens is 5 o'clock. So if somebody walks in
right.
at 5, obviously we'll start cooking. But
Yeah, I called ahead and said, I think it was like 10 after 6 I'll be there, and walked in, picked it up. And again, when you're there, there's going to be other things that you want too. And so
course.
now, like, I went in and just wanted to pick up my dinner, not realizing maybe everything that was there. And the first time I was there was late at night. We went to DA Liquors to pick up some wine. It was probably like 8:30, 9 o'clock maybe when we went in. And I'm like, I got to check this place out. I went in, and so the butcher, the case had already been pillaged by a lot of people. But then the second time I went, it was like freshly stocked, and it blew me away.
It's awesome.
And like I said, people were like excited to see this kind of open. And for those that remember Antonina's, there are some differences. The bar is now on the opposite side.
Right.
It's in the dining room side, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, everything's been redone. The seating capacity is small. Like, it seems like there's maybe 5 or 6 tables.
There's 4 tables right now, but that's
Okay.
also because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And you have to have everything spaced 6 feet apart. So we'll be able to add 2 more tables once we get out of this.
Beautiful big bar though too.
I was
that you
gonna
can
say,
eat
yeah.
dinner at the
we
bar.
can seat 6 at the bar right now. We'll be able to sit probably 10 there once this is all over again. And then we actually got approval to have outdoor seating during the summer and spring.
Which would be really cool.
I
on that
can't
block.
wait.
Yeah, so we'll be able to get another 4 to 6 tables out there. We haven't
Yeah.
quite figured all that stuff out yet, but
Of course. It's just like we're just ramping everybody up to see like what's to come and what is already
yeah.
here.
Well, there's going to be a market there on the weekends too, so we're going to take produce from the
Farmer
organic
market, yeah,
farm
across the
and
bridge.
do that right there.
Oh, God, it's perfect.
in front, so you can go in and do kind of your shopping. And we've already got some people. You were saying that people from big cities. I've got a woman that lives in Geneva. She just moved back to the area from Portland, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy I found a place like this because this is what I had in Portland."
Yeah.
And we have another couple that lives here in Seneca Falls that just moved back from Seattle that was really happy to see it as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's like I don't want to say it's culture shock or something, but
Kind of.
people get set in their ways. But now that you know this exists, it should change your routines as far as
Right.
buying food, eating food, cooking food, because it's unique. Very lucky, that this has happened.
Yeah, and as we build up to, we'll be able to drop some of our prices when we start doing more whole animal butchery. Right now, I'm only butchering whole lambs and pigs. And we'll get to the point where we're doing more beef, and then we'll be able to lower some prices for people a little bit.
I
as
didn't
well.
think the prices were.
Yeah,
I
loved-
didn't say this is expensive. You would think it would be more expensive because of the specialty and the quality, but I was not. My first impression wasn't, wow, this is pricey. I was
Yeah.
like it was kind of right on.
Well, I know
Yeah.
our house-made sausages are like are $10 a pound, and when you really break it down, it works out to be $2.50 a sausage because they're all about 4 ounces, which to me doesn't sound like a lot to feed
Right.
somebody in the long run. But we can't compare with those commodity.
Of course.
Yeah.
And you
People.
don't want to because
No.
you have the better quality. And that's what the biggest thing people need to realize. And like you said, the culture shock, I think it's more like small town not being used to having something of such quality. So they need to go in there, try for themselves, step
Right.
away from Aldi's or Walmart for a minute and like get really good quality beef and meat and all
Get
dinners.
chickens, all that. And we
Yeah.
butcher, so I keep the chickens whole until somebody comes in. So when you come in and you say, I want 2 chicken breasts, I actually butcher the chicken right there for you
that's
and
awesome.
take the
Super
chicken
fresh.
breasts off.
Yeah, so fresh. That's what I love about it. Are you guys doing any sort of lunch takeouts right now?
So, yes and no. We try to do them every day, but some days we're so backed up from dinner that we have to not offer them. So I would say not right now too much, but you can call. We are looking at opening in a couple of weeks on Fridays and Saturdays for lunch. We're just making sure it makes sense financially. And the plan was in March or April to open for lunch 5 days a week.
Yeah, and of
That's
course, this
very
is a
exciting.
tough time to open a restaurant this time of year.
Yeah,
and a
I mean,
butcher shop. But if you're having success now, it's only going to get better and better as the weather gets better.
Right, and I mean, Friday and Saturday, I turned about 20 people away each day for lunch, and then during the week, it's like 2 to 4 people. But you can get our burger or a BLT for lunch
That's
right
what I
now
thought
to
I
go.
saw.
Yeah.
And
So-
there are seafood and vegetarian options. They're not plentiful, but there's enough where if you have a vegetarian in your family, there's an option.
Well, and I always tell people too. I had a guest that I've served for many years in different restaurants here in the Finger Lakes, and they gave me 3 days notice and said, "Listen, my son wants to bring his girlfriend. She's a vegetarian. Is there
That's so
something you
sweet.
can do for us?" And of course, so if you call ahead and we know that you're looking for something specific, most likely we're a small place, so we can get things done. And I have, especially when it comes to the meat, I have it all right there.
Yeah.
And we're usually pretty good about getting stuff done. I added a vegetarian dish just because
Yeah.
people were. I didn't think I'd have a lot of vegetarians walking into
Was
a
that
butcher
the
shop.
egg? Is an egg involved in that? Was
What's
that what
that?
I saw? I think I saw it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's a vegetarian version of a Scotch egg. So it's
Yes.
soft-boiled egg that's wrapped in winter greens, and it's changed between kale and Swiss chard. That's why I just say winter greens. And we add garlic confit to it, gluten-free panko breadcrumbs, and we wrap the egg,
Delicious.
and then we bread it, and then it gets fried, and then you cut it, and it goes with barley pilaf. And we've made bacon out of king trumpet mushrooms.
Oh
Yeah, so there
my
you go.
goodness, that all sounds so amazing.
So you personally, when did you decide that you wanted to go into the culinary arts and become a chef? You know, why and what kind of led to it?
Sure. So my father passed away when I was really young. He passed away when I was 5 years old. But my memories of him are sitting on the counter watching him cook.
Awesome.
And he used to love doing Chinese food. So this is the 80s. So he had an electric wok that he would do everything in. And he was actually a stockbroker in Tampa, Florida. And whenever he had clients, he actually always had them at our house for dinner. He never took them out to dinner. He always cooked them dinner. And I remember that,
That's
me eating in
great
my room
memories.
alone while he was having a business meeting and stuff. And then so that kind of started it. And then my grandmother lived in Yonkers, New York, and she was absolutely wonderful. And every Sunday she went out to dinner after church. And I remember at like 8 years old eating duck à l'orange and sushi when I was 10 years old, and like eating it for dessert afterwards, you know. So that kind of spawned it. And then later I found out my father had, I was the product of a second marriage, but I finally met my sisters about 6 years ago, and they told me that every Sunday my father would cook Sunday dinner, and he basically cooked his way through Julia Child's Mastering the Art of French Cooking. So I don't know, it's almost like it was in my blood.
Wow.
Yeah,
When I
sure.
walked in their house, they had a professional kitchen in their house in Connecticut, and it was just like, it was almost crazy.
Meant to be.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
And then when I hit 18, I started working, and my mom said, "Go get a job," because I was following the Grateful Dead around and doing that kind of thing. So
Nothing wrong with that.
no, so she said, "Go get a job." I started in the restaurant, and it just like clicked.
How
So,
old are you?
43.
43. Okay. So
It seems like you have a lot of knowledge under your belt already, and just like, especially in the local aspect, working around there recently, and those memories though are so like precious and awesome. It's like meant to be.
Yeah,
It all
it's-
comes full circle. I love those type of stories.
It does.
so
It's really
much.
funny.
Yeah, but this is just like so great for the area, and you can go on Sackett's Table, and I think it's you
easy
can
to
just
find on
literally search
Facebook.
that.
They have a
Yeah.
website. It's just their
SackettTables.com.
menu on there now, but real easy to find. Sackett's Table into Google, you'll see it all.
You need to go out and try it. I need to go out and personally try that. I'm supposed to be having dinner tomorrow in town for my dad's birthday, and this is like exactly what he needs. Like, we need to come tomorrow or tonight.
Get your reservation.
No, I think we want to. I think we're gonna have to take some of that meat and try it because we COVID and all that.
Well,
stuff
when you
right
go,
now.
if he goes in there and looks at this, he's going to lose his mind.
I know, like that.
You
my
won't know
dad is
what you
also-
want to go first. So I'm waiting for the time when we can have some people over, and I'm going to go in
Right,
and get a
that's
brisket. You know, the brisket looked amazing, and
Yeah.
I've
I love
actually
brisket.
been thinking about a couple different ways to cook the brisket because I just need to get to the point where I can have people over my house.
Yeah, we're having a select few over to my sister's for my dad's birthday, and this is right up his alley. This is like.
There you go.
I actually was like, we should go to Sackett, but we had too many people that I was like, our group is very overwhelming, so maybe we should not do that yet. So new into the business, but we will definitely be regulars, I'm sure.
Good.
And I hope everybody gets out there and tries it. And if you're interested, like you said, check out their Facebook, check out their website that has their menu right now. It's already
And
changed.
just stop
right?
in. Just
Yeah.
stop in and see for yourself. I mean, I knew it was open. I've been wanting to get out, and then we just happened to be at DA Liquors, so I said, I'm going to walk across the street and check this place out now. And then I was like, oh, man, this is so
Uh-oh,
great.
heaven.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, we added duck nuggets to our menu, and that's a confit
saw
duck.
that, yeah.
And we sold through about 40 pounds in 2 days.
Oh, my goodness.
So that was like, I wasn't expecting that. Like, that ended up being far more popular than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, we're changing the menu. We're going to actually have another slight change coming this week. And it's all based on seasonality and what we have available to us, and we'll keep changing it as we go.
That's great. Well, congratulations to you guys for opening during a pandemic, having success already. I can't wait to watch you guys grow, and I can't wait to eat the food. But I do want to touch base on the weather so we can see people can get out there this weekend and check you guys out.
You can get out, but you're going to want to get right back in because
Oh, no.
this is going to be like the first wintry cold weekend.
You should know that it is January 20th, so we are very,
Yeah, we've
very
been
lucky,
lucky.
I feel like, to have got this far.
Friday's going to be all right. You might get some snow showers. It's going to be a high near 32, which is a little warm for this time of year if you consider 32 warm. It'll be a little windy, but then we head into the weekend. It's going to really cool down. Overnight Friday night should get down to 17. I don't think we've been into the
Ugh.
teens. I don't know if
had,
we've been
a
into
few
the
days.
teens at all.
I feel like we had a few nights in.
And then Saturday, we're only going to get up to 21 degrees, so and a 40% chance of some snow in the air. Saturday night, down to 14 degrees for your low. So now it's happening. Yeah, it's getting cold, but that's all right. You can get some meat, you can get some food in your house, cook it up, bundle up, stay inside. And then Sunday night, pretty nice day, mostly cloudy, high near 24. And then when we head back on Monday to work, a little warmer, high near 30. So cold weekend, but it's the end of January. What are you going to do? And we're almost to the point where we can start looking towards spring. So this winter has never really, has never.
Yeah.
It's not going to. It had not a long cold winter. We're actually almost halfway through, and spring's almost in sight if we can get to February. So I'm not complaining about those cold weathers.
I know, I can't complain. I see my memories on my Facebook and stuff from last year at this time, and we had 2, 3, 4 feet of snow, I feel like, exactly today, a year ago. So I can't complain. But we already are at the end of our time, so I just really want
Thanks
to
for coming
thank you.
in. I'm
Absolutely.
personally so excited. Wish you guys the best of luck.
I am as well.
And
I'm
you
so
got
excited.
people in Seneca Falls and Waterloo who need to support Sackett's
from further.
Table and places like the Baird Bakery and of course everything DA Liquors on that. But Sackett district. But it's exciting to see so much happen in there, and it's exciting to have these types of options. So support these places.
Get out there again, the hours of operation.
Are 10 to 9 Tuesday through Friday, 11 to 9 Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 9 on Saturday, and
Perfect.
Dinner starts at 5 p.m.
Dinner starts at 5.
All right, thanks,
so
Patrick.
Thank you
Congrats,
so
and
much
thank
for
you.
joining
Best of
us.
luck.
Thanks for having us.
And thank you, everybody that joined us today. If you enjoyed the show, you can click like, you can share with your friends. you
Wine
can
Wednesday next
subscribe
week, right?
to our YouTube channel. It is a Valentine's Day Wine Wednesday next week
Okay.
already. And as always, we'll be back again next Wednesday. And from all of us here at FingerLakes1.com, we hope you have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes. Oh, that was a lot.